Hi, everyone. There's a power hidden in plain sight, ancient words inked on fragile scrolls, alive with truth and fire. We often chase quick fixes, but real victory isn't found in noise or distraction. It's in the quiet turning of a page where every line carries divine intention. These words don't just inform, they transform. They cut through fear, awaken purpose, and ignite courage. The forgotten key isn't just knowledge. It's surrender to wisdom that refines us let the scrolls burn away the old and awaken the victory within. The hidden power of ancient words is something that often goes unnoticed in our fast-paced, digital-driven world. We're surrounded by instant information, tweets, notifications, quick articles designed for speed rather than depth. Yet there's a profound strength found in words that have stood the test of time. Words written on scrolls, preserved through centuries, and infused with wisdom that transcends generations. These ancient texts carry a weight that modern content rarely matches, not because of their age, but because of the depth of truth they hold and the authority with which they speak to the human condition. When we engage with ancient words, we're not just reading old stories or outdated philosophies. We're stepping into a living dialogue that has shaped cultures, shifted empires, and transformed individual lives. These words hold the echoes of voices who faced trials, conquered fear, and discovered truths that remain as relevant now as they were centuries ago. They contain insights into the deepest struggles of humanity, questions about purpose, pain, joy, and the meaning of existence. They weren't written for a moment, but for eternity, carrying timeless principles that continue to resonate with clarity and power. The reason these words are so powerful lies in their source. Many ancient scrolls are rooted in divine inspiration, written by individuals who were not just offering their thoughts, but channeling insights believed to be from a higher power. This imbues them with a spiritual authority that demands more than intellectual acknowledgement. It requires a response from the heart. These texts confront us with truths we might prefer to ignore, yet they also offer hope, healing, and guidance for those who dare to engage with them fully. There's also a mystery in how these words work within us. Unlike modern self-help advice, which often focuses on external actions or surface-level changes, ancient words penetrate deeper. They speak to the soul, challenging the very foundations of our beliefs and calling us to transformation from the inside out. They address the hidden fears, the unspoken doubts, and the wounds that no one else sees. This isn't passive reading, it's a spiritual encounter. Every sentence carries the potential to awaken something within us, stirring thoughts and emotions that lead to genuine, lasting change. The structure and style of these ancient texts contribute to their enduring power. Many of them use metaphors, poetry, and layered meanings that unfold gradually over time. What seems simple at first reading often reveals profound depths upon reflection. A single phrase might carry multiple levels of meaning applicable to different situations and seasons of life. This complexity invites us into a journey of discovery rather than offering easy answers, encouraging meditation and contemplation rather than quick consumption. Engaging with these scrolls requires patience and humility. Unlike modern content designed for quick consumption, ancient texts demand that we slow down. They ask us to sit in silence, to wrestle with uncomfortable truths, and to listen with an open heart. This process itself is part of their power. It shapes us as much through the discipline of reading as through the content of the words themselves. In a world obsessed with speed and productivity, taking time to dwell on ancient wisdom becomes an act of resistance, a declaration that some truths are worth waiting for. Another layer of their hidden power comes from their connection to a broader spiritual tradition. These words were not written in isolation, but as part of a larger tapestry of faith, culture, and history. They carry with them the weight of community and shared belief, connecting us to those who have walked this path before us. When we read them, we're not alone. We're joining a chorus of voices from across time who have found hope, strength, and clarity in these very same words. This sense of connection brings comfort and encouragement, reminding us that we're part of something much bigger than ourselves. The discipline of returning to these texts regularly creates space for transformation. Ancient words don't always reveal their secrets immediately. It often takes repeated readings, moments of reflection, and life experiences for their deeper meanings to emerge. Each time we engage with them, we come with new perspectives, allowing the words to speak to us in fresh and unexpected ways. This dynamic interaction turns reading into a spiritual practice, one that shapes not just what we know, but who we are becoming. In a culture that often values novelty over depth, the ancient scrolls remind us that some truths are eternal. They call us back to foundations that cannot be shaken, offering clarity in times of confusion and stability in seasons of chaos. Their power lies not in flashy presentation, but in the quiet authority of timeless wisdom. By opening these scrolls, we open ourselves to transformation that goes beyond information, transformation that touches the core of our being and awakens us to a deeper understanding of life, purpose, and spiritual victory. Transformation begins with surrender, a concept that runs counter to much of what the modern world teaches. Society often celebrates control, self-reliance, and personal power as the keys to success. We're told to push harder, strive longer, and take charge of our own destiny. Yet true spiritual transformation doesn't come from tightening our grip. It comes from releasing it. Surrender is not weakness, but rather the gateway to strength that goes beyond our own limited capacity. It is an intentional choice to let go of ego, pride, and self-will, making space for something greater to work within us. At the heart of surrender is the recognition that we are not the ultimate authority over our lives. This realization requires humility, the ability to acknowledge our limitations and recognize our need for divine wisdom and guidance. Transformation doesn't happen by forcing change from the outside, but by allowing inner shifts to take place through a willingness to let go of control. It means releasing the desire to have all the answers and instead trusting a process that may be uncomfortable, slow, and at times confusing. This act of surrender creates the conditions for genuine growth because it opens us to possibilities beyond what we could achieve through our own effort alone. There is also a deep sense of trust involved in surrendering. It requires believing that the process of letting go will lead to something better even when the outcome is uncertain. This trust is not blind optimism. It's a grounded faith in a higher power or purpose that guides the unfolding of life. When we surrender, we stop resisting what is and start cooperating with the flow of transformation. The struggles we face become less about fighting circumstances and more about learning the lessons hidden within them. This shift in perspective allows challenges to become opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be avoided. Surrender also clears away the distractions of fear and anxiety, which often stem from our need to control outcomes. When we release our grip on the future, we become more present in the moment, allowing ourselves to fully experience life as it unfolds. This presence opens the door to deeper awareness and clarity, allowing us to see things we might have missed in our rush to control every detail. In this state of openness, transformation can happen naturally and organically as old patterns are gently broken down and new ways of being are formed. Another important aspect of surrender is vulnerability. To surrender is to expose our weaknesses, doubts, and insecurities, not as failures, but as invitations for healing. It means admitting that we don't have everything figured out and that it's okay to seek help, whether from others, from sacred texts, or from the divine. This vulnerability becomes a source of strength because it allows us to be honest with ourselves and engage with our lives in a more authentic way. As we surrender, we make room for grace to enter, filling the spaces left behind by fear and resistance. Ultimately, transformation through surrender is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. It requires a continual release of old patterns, outdated beliefs, and harmful attachments that hold us back from growth. Each act of surrender deepens our capacity for change, allowing us to move forward with greater freedom and clarity. As we let go of what no longer serves us, we begin to step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Victory lies in consistent reflection, a truth that often gets overlooked in a world driven by constant action and achievement. Many people associate success with doing more, working harder, pushing boundaries, and always staying on the move. However, true spiritual victory is not about endless activity. It's found in the quiet moments of self-examination and honest reflection. It's in those pauses, those deliberate breaks from the noise, where growth takes root and lasting transformation begins to unfold. Without consistent reflection, actions become hollow, and even the most ambitious pursuits lose their meaning. Reflection is the process of looking inward with clarity and intention. It's not just about thinking through what has happened, but understanding why it happened and what it reveals about who we are becoming. This practice brings awareness to patterns, both healthy and destructive, that shape our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions. It allows us to confront our motives and measure whether our actions align with our deepest values and beliefs. In these moments, victories aren't always marked by external accomplishments, but by internal shifts. Moments of honesty, realization, and the courage to make necessary changes. Consistency and reflection is essential because growth doesn't happen in a single moment of insight. It's a gradual process that unfolds over time, shaped by repeated engagement with our inner world. Just as physical strength comes from regular training, spiritual and emotional growth comes from repeatedly returning to a place of introspection. Small, daily reflections often lead to the biggest breakthroughs because they create space for subtle yet powerful real. Over time, these small moments accumulate, leading to deeper understanding and lasting change. Reflection also sharpens our sense of purpose. In the rush of everyday life, it's easy to lose sight of why we do what we do. Consistent reflection helps us stay connected to our goals and values, reminding us of what truly matters. It becomes a compass guiding our choices and ensuring that our actions remain aligned with our larger vision. Without this alignment, success can feel empty, even if outward achievements seem impressive. True victory, after all, is not just about reaching a goal, but doing so with integrity and intention. Another key aspect of reflection is its ability to foster resilience. Life is full of setbacks and failures, and without reflection, it's easy to become discouraged or lose hope. However, when we consistently reflect on our experiences, we gain perspective on challenges. Setbacks become lessons, and failures turn into opportunities for growth. This mindset allows us to move forward with greater clarity, understanding that every experience, good or bad, can contribute to our development. Reflection turns obstacles into stepping stones, offering a sense of progress even in the face of difficulty. Consistent reflection also cultivates self-awareness, an essential ingredient for personal and spiritual victory. When we regularly take time to examine our thoughts and feelings, we become more attuned to the subtle influences that shape our actions. This awareness allows us to respond rather than react, making choices that align with our highest intentions rather than being driven by impulse or external pressure. In this way, reflection becomes a source of empowerment, helping us navigate life with greater wisdom and intentionality. Divine wisdom ignites inner courage, creating a foundation for true transformation that transcends fear and self-doubt. Unlike worldly knowledge, which often focuses on facts, skills, or strategies, divine wisdom touches a deeper part of the human spirit. It speaks to the heart and soul, offering guidance that isn't just intellectual, but profoundly personal. This wisdom doesn't come from accumulating information, but from connecting with truths that have eternal relevance. When embraced, it becomes a source of inner strength, fueling the courage to face challenges, make difficult decisions, and pursue a higher purpose. Courage isn't always loud or dramatic. Often it shows up in small, quiet acts of faithfulness. Divine wisdom nurtures this quiet courage by shifting our focus from fear to trust. It helps us recognize that fear, though powerful, doesn't have the final say. Wisdom rooted in spiritual truth reminds us that fear is often based on illusion or a limited understanding of the bigger picture. As divine wisdom unfolds, it brings clarity to situations that once seemed overwhelming, revealing paths forward that fear had previously obscured. This clarity strengthens resolve, allowing us to take bold steps even in uncertainty. One of the most powerful ways divine wisdom ignites courage is by redefining success and failure. In a world that measures worth by achievements, numbers, and external recognition, divine wisdom offers a different perspective. It teaches that true success is measured by faithfulness, integrity, and alignment with a higher calling. This shift in focus frees us from the fear of failure because it's no longer about the outcome, but the heart behind the effort. Courage then becomes the willingness to act in alignment with deeper truths, even when the results are uncertain or unseen. Divine wisdom also brings a sense of peace that fortifies courage in difficult moments. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable lose their power when viewed through the lens of a higher purpose. This wisdom reminds us that struggles are often part of a larger process of growth and refinement. With this understanding, we gain the strength to persevere, knowing that our trials are not meaningless, but serve a greater purpose in shaping our character and deepening our faith. This inner peace doesn't eliminate fear, but allows us to move forward despite it, drawing courage from a sense of divine assurance. Another way divine wisdom fuels courage is by revealing our true identity. Fear often thrives on lies about who we are, whispers of inadequacy, failure, or unworthiness. Divine wisdom counters these lies with truth, affirming our inherent value and purpose. When we understand who we are from a spiritual perspective, courage becomes a natural response. We no longer act out of insecurity, but from a place of confidence rooted in something greater than ourselves. This understanding empowers us to take risks, embrace vulnerability, and step into roles that challenge us to grow. Divine wisdom doesn't guarantee a life free from fear or hardship, but it offers the tools to face those challenges with resilience and grace. It cultivates a mindset of perseverance, reminding us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to keep moving forward in spite of it. This wisdom offers a foundation that remains steady in the midst of life's storms, providing not only strength, but a deep sense of purpose and clarity. The scrolls refine, not just inform, offering more than mere knowledge. They shape character, shift perspectives, and challenge the core of who we are. Unlike ordinary texts that deliver facts or instructions, ancient scrolls carry layers of meaning designed to transform the reader from within. Their purpose goes beyond the transfer of information. They aim to awaken deeper truths, confront flawed thinking, and cultivate a life of wisdom and integrity. Each word is crafted not just to be understood, but to be experienced, stirring reflection and prompting action in ways that ordinary knowledge cannot achieve. Refinement through these scrolls often begins with discomfort. They confront deeply held beliefs, exposing areas of weakness, pride, or fear that need to be addressed. This process is not always easy, as it demands vulnerability and a willingness to let go of old patterns that no longer serve a higher purpose. In this way, the scrolls act as a mirror, reflecting both strengths and flaws with equal clarity. The goal is not to shame, but to purify, stripping away illusions and bringing the reader closer to their true self. Through this process, personal growth becomes inevitable as one embraces the uncomfortable truths revealed. The transformative power of these texts lies in their ability to reach beyond intellectual understanding. They engage the heart and soul, speaking to deeper desires for meaning, purpose, and connection. Rather than offering quick fixes or simple answers, the scrolls often present paradoxes, challenges, and questions that require contemplation. This forces readers to wrestle with the material, leading to insights that are not just intellectual, but deeply personal. The result is not just a change in what one knows, but a shift in how one lives, thinks, and relates to the world. Refinement also occurs through repetition and meditation. Unlike modern texts, which are often read once and set aside, ancient scrolls invite continuous engagement. Each reading reveals new insights as the words speak differently depending on the reader's current season of life or personal challenges. This ongoing interaction fosters growth over time, allowing the lessons to sink deeper with each encounter. The refinement process is gradual, unfolding over months or even years, and requires patience and commitment. It's not about acquiring knowledge quickly, but allowing the truth to shape the soul over time. The scrolls also challenge assumptions about success, power, and fulfillment. In a culture that often values external achievements, these texts shift the focus inward, emphasizing character, humility, and the pursuit of wisdom. They redefine what it means to live a meaningful life, encouraging selflessness, compassion, and integrity. This redefinition can be uncomfortable, as it often goes against societal norms, but it is through this discomfort that true refinement occurs. The process demands courage. The courage to let go of shallow ambitions and embrace a deeper, more fulfilling path. Another essential aspect of refinement is the call to action embedded within the scrolls. The wisdom they offer is never meant to remain abstract or theoretical. Instead, it demands to be lived out in daily decisions, relationships, and personal habits. Each lesson calls for practical application, challenging readers to embody the truths they have encountered. This active engagement deepens the refinement process, as knowledge becomes wisdom only when it is applied and tested in the real world. Silence as a gateway to revelation is a concept that challenges the noise-driven patterns of modern life. In a world that celebrates constant communication, endless entertainment, and instant gratification, silence is often misunderstood as emptiness or inactivity. Yet it is within the stillness that the deepest insights arise and the most profound truths are uncovered. Silence creates space for reflection, allowing the mind to settle and the heart to listen. It is not the absence of sound, but the presence of clarity, a sacred pause that opens the door to understanding beyond the surface. In silence, distractions fall away, and what remains is the raw, unfiltered truth of our thoughts, emotions, and inner struggles. The constant noise of daily life can drown out the whispers of intuition and divine guidance, leaving little room for genuine revelation. When we intentionally enter silence, we make room for these subtle but powerful messages to emerge. It is in these quiet moments that clarity begins to form. Questions that once seemed overwhelming gain perspective, and solutions arise from places we never expected. This process requires patience and discipline, as the mind initially resists the stillness. But over time, silence becomes a fertile ground for wisdom to grow. Silence also cultivates a heightened awareness of the present moment. In the absence of external noise, The senses become sharper, and we begin to notice the small details often overlooked in the rush of life. This awareness allows for a deeper connection to the world around us and a greater appreciation for the beauty in simplicity. Moments of silence reveal truths that can't be captured through words alone. A feeling of peace, a sudden understanding, or a profound sense of presence that defies explanation. This connection to the present becomes a source of inner strength, grounding us in the reality of the here and now. The practice of silence also confronts the inner noise that often goes unnoticed. Thoughts of doubt, fear, insecurity, and pride tend to rise to the surface when external distractions fade away. While this can be uncomfortable, it is a necessary part of the process. Facing these thoughts head on allows for healing and growth as we learn to acknowledge and release the patterns that hold us back. In this way, silence becomes a tool for self-awareness, shining a light on areas of the heart and mind that need attention and refinement. Another important aspect of silence as a gateway to revelation is its role in deepening spiritual connection. Throughout history, mystics, sages, and spiritual leaders have emphasized the importance of stillness as a way to encounter the divine. Silence creates space for prayer, meditation, and reflection, opening the heart to insights that cannot be grasped through logic alone. In this stillness, revelation becomes possible, not as an external voice booming from above, but as a quiet realization that emerges from within, aligning us with higher wisdom and truth. Silence also strengthens the ability to listen, not just to ourselves or to the divine, but to others. In a world where conversations are often dominated by the need to respond or react, cultivating silence teaches patience and empathy. It allows space for understanding, fostering deeper connections with those around us. Listening becomes an act of presence, offering others the gift of being fully heard and understood. Perseverance unlocks hidden strength, revealing depths of resilience and power often concealed beneath layers of doubt, fear, and fatigue. It is through persistence that individuals uncover abilities they never realized they possessed. Capacities forged not in moments of ease, but in times of difficulty. Perseverance is not simply about enduring hardship, but about pushing forward despite obstacles, setbacks, or failures. It is a continual act of choosing to keep moving, even when the finish line seems distant and progress feels invisible. This relentless commitment transforms adversity into an opportunity for growth, allowing hidden reserves of strength to emerge over time. The process of perseverance begins with a mindset shift, moving away from the expectation of immediate success and embracing the journey itself as a teacher. Challenges are no longer seen as barriers, but as essential elements of growth, shaping character and refining focus. Every struggle becomes a lesson in patience and determination, teaching the value of persistence in the face of uncertainty. As one continues to press forward, moments of clarity begin to surface, revealing a deeper sense of purpose and the realization that strength is not found in avoiding hardship, but in engaging with it fully. Perseverance also fosters discipline, as it requires consistent effort over time, regardless of circumstances. Discipline is not about rigid routines, but about cultivating habits that support long-term growth and resilience. Small daily acts of commitment, whether they involve personal reflection, physical training, or spiritual practice, build a foundation that supports perseverance. These seemingly insignificant actions accumulate, creating momentum that eventually leads to breakthroughs. Over time, the discipline of perseverance becomes a source of empowerment, reminding individuals that progress is possible even in the smallest steps. Resilience, a natural outcome of perseverance, develops as individuals learn to adapt and grow through challenges. Setbacks, rather than being viewed as failures, become opportunities to reassess and refine strategies. Each obstacle overcome strengthens the ability to face future difficulties with greater confidence and wisdom. This resilience is not just about bouncing back, but about evolving in response to hardship, emerging stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. The hidden strength uncovered through perseverance becomes a well of inner resources that can be drawn upon in future challenges. Perseverance also reveals the importance of faith, faith in the process, faith in personal growth, and faith in a purpose beyond immediate circumstances. When visible results are lacking, it is faith that fuels the determination to continue. This trust allows individuals to move forward without guarantees, believing that their efforts will eventually bear fruit. In this sense, perseverance becomes a spiritual practice, aligning effort with a deeper understanding of life's rhythms and timing. Trusting the process creates space for unseen forces of growth to work in the background, often leading to outcomes greater than what was initially imagined. The hidden strength unlocked through perseverance extends beyond personal achievement. It inspires others who witness the journey. Acts of resilience and determination encourage those around us, creating a ripple effect that fosters courage and persistence in others. This shared strength becomes a testament to the power of perseverance, demonstrating that challenges can be faced and victories, both internal and external, are possible for anyone willing to continue despite the odds. Thanks for watching.